Hi guys. So I came up here today to kind of talk about some things on my heart. Um, Pretty much about my kids. That's always been the number one stress in my life. Not because they're like horrible kids, but just because of the things that I went through for my kids. I'm really trying not to cry, like I really am. But it's just a touchy subject for me. It's very hard to talk about to anybody. Like the only person I really talk to this stuff about with is my husband. And that's because if I can't talk to him about the hard stuff, like why talk to him at all? Like what is the purpose? So I'm gonna call this video being a young mother. That's what I'm gonna call it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it and act like it's beautiful and it's just, everything works out. Like for some women it does. Like for some women you push and you have that support and you can do what you need to do for your kids, and for some people it just don't work out that way. Um any of my family members that watch this, I don't want y'all to think that I'm saying nobody helped me out or that nobody ever gave me anything or nobody ever did anything for me. It's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just kind of telling my side and how I felt on the inside and pretty much telling what I could not say at the time when everything was going down. That's how I'm going to put it. So pretty much, can't even really talk about it. I had my kids. I got pregnant at 18, like I said in my other video. Got pregnant at 18. I had them at 19. And to have two at once, it was not easy at all. And then to have two and one be in the hospital for 2 long months while I only have one kid at home and trying to travel back and forth to see, make sure I'm there for both kids with barely transportation. That's what I'm gonna say. Um, it hurt me. I was I was really hurt by the support I never had. I When I was pregnant with my kids, I stayed with my dad, and we used to have like a laundry area, and it would be downstairs. Like, so what I mean by downstairs is when you walk into our place, you have to go upstairs. We stayed on the second and third floor, and I slept on the third floor and had to go down 4 flights of stairs to go do my laundry to come all the way back up, 4 more flights of stairs to fold and do all of that. Like, who wants to do all of that? And got to the point where it was just like, in the house, it just was like, I got treated like I wasn't pregnant. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do nothing. I had to still do chores. Like, I was not, I didn't have nobody hold my hand through the process. My older sister was a great support for me. And I think if it wasn't for her, that I probably would have gave my kids up for adoption. Like, and I think to this day it still hurts me because my kids are not bad kids. They're not horrible. But to see how your kids get treated and you can't do nothing about it half the time, or I felt like I couldn't do nothing about it. It hurts me. And I feel bad all the time. I felt like a horrible mom. And let me just explain what I mean, what my kids went through. So, there was situations at our house where there wasn't enough food for everyone. So I would just, not eat to make sure that my kids would have something to eat. Or I would, go and get something to make sure that they had something if I had it on me. Like I would beg my mom for like $20 just to get them a burger or something like to last throughout the week. Like McDonald's was my friend. And um it was like everybody in the house was just always calling my kids, "Oh, you're a punk. Oh, why you always crying?" This, that, and the third. And it's like everybody see boys as they supposed to come out the womb and be tough. Like every kid is not like that. And I tell people to this day, I'm like, if one of my kids are gay, like I have no problem with that. And the only reason I say that is just how kind my kids are, how sweet my kids are. Like I'm not gonna sit there and put a reality on them that they have to be tough, like that they have to have that exterior. Not gonna do that at all. Whatever you feel in your heart, that's how you feel. And I'm 100% behind you no matter what. But there were incidents where I kind of would just felt like I couldn't do nothing for them. I felt like I couldn't be there for them, and I would just act like they weren't there. And I don't know. I would always try and talk to my family about how I was feeling, and you know, well, I'm not gonna say I wasn't there for my kids. I would cook for them. I would do stuff for them, or I would in the beginning, I would overly do stuff for them because I felt so bad. Didn't have no high school diploma. I didn't have a job. Like, and 9 times out of 10, it was just me for two babies. So I no, not me. There was incidents where I'm trying to remember everything. My kids just won't treat it right. And I think when it really hit rock bottom for me that my kids weren't, treated equally or all that good stuff was when they were getting potty trained, and I would always talk to my dad about it. So there was a agreement between me and my stepmom that they would pretty much word of mouth take sole custody of my kids while I tried to get on my feet, and they were potty training my kids, and they were potty training my kids, and kids don't know what they're supposed to do, but you also can't scare them out of the situation either. So, potty train. They would pee on themselves, or they were scared to tell people that they had to use the bathroom because they were always whooping on them. Like they were always whooping on my kids, and I just felt like there was nothing I could do. Another incident was when they told my husband, well, when he was my boyfriend at the time, when they told him that I couldn't have my kids back because I'm not responsible enough to take care of them, just made me feel like I just couldn't do nothing for them. Oh, and I never fought so hard for my kids. I've never fought so hard for my kids, and my husband has never fought so hard for them. Those not his biological kids, but he treats them well, treats them like they're his own, 'cause that's all they know. And I mean, we literally fought for them. Like I'm 7 months pregnant, almost wanting to beat up my siblings for my kids. Like, oh, I just always feel bad for what happened and what transpired, and I always felt bad. I always want them to feel like I was there for them. I still want them to feel like I'm here for them, and I feel like my kids are just scared. Like, my kids have nightmares. They used to just cry in the middle of the night to go to sleep, and they were so scared. And I don't want them to feel like that. I don't. As a young mom, I just always felt like I had to go 10 times harder. But then when I have my youngest one, it's like, I don't know. I feel like I treat him differently, but they're two different age groups, so it's like, I don't know. I don't even feel like I'm explaining my story right now. It's so difficult to talk about. Because my family always was like, oh, you only having my youngest one to replace the other two. They would say, oh, now you want to try and be a mother now, and like just always bashing me like I just never was, like I just never tried to do shit for my kids. I'm just glad that there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and we provide more than ever for our kids. And I don't know. I'm just glad that I'm here for them. And I'll always be here for them. Nothing about that will ever change. I know it's probably not good to be telling strangers my business, but I think about so many things at so many times. So this has become like a therapy to me to get it off my chest. And if I help anybody, or anybody felt like I didn't explain my story well enough, or whatever questions anybody ever has, trust me, I'm 100% honest about it. If you feel like you 16, 17, 18 years old and you about to have a baby, and you have the same feeling I had where you're like, I'm about to care for somebody else and I can't do it. All I can say is you make the best decision for you. If you feel like you can persevere and fight through it and do what you need to do for your kids, then you do. The best option I thought for me was to let my parents have sole custody while I still tried to get myself together. Because even at 18 and 19, I was not together. Like, I could not care for them like I wanted to. I didn't have no high school diploma, like I said. Like, I really couldn't. And I tell younger people now, I'm not going to say younger because I'm only 23, but I tell people now, I'm like, live your life and have your kids once you're 21. 21, and you could do whatever you want. Like, just at least get your life out the way, because then you'll have some knowledge. You'll have some street knowledge. You'll have some understanding, some grasp on life. Like, I don't know. I felt like I didn't really explain my story, but if anybody has a question or a comment, just let me know and I'll answer it any way I need to, or whatever I need to do. No problem. I just really had to get that off of my chest because for 4 years I've been for 3 years I've been holding it in, and I just always felt bad. And I think about them constantly. Like, I just want them to be proud of me, that's all. So you guys comment, share, like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.